Hey folks, today I'd like to talk to you about checking your IELTS essay for mistakes. This is obviously not an easy thing to do, but it is possible and it's definitely advisable. Checking your IELTS essay for mistakes is a great way of giving yourself a chance of a better score. So let's jump right into today's lesson. First of all, let's ask why you should check your IELTS essay for mistakes. Of course, it's a good idea because even if you catch one or two errors, then you have given yourself a better chance of a high score. I would recommend that you practice your essay writing frequently under realistic exam conditions. Try to adhere to the time limits of the IELTS writing test. For task 2, you should spend about 40 minutes, but not all of this time should be spent writing. You might want to divide your time like this. Of course, this is just a recommendation, and everyone has different strengths and weaknesses, so it might not suit you, but I think it's a pretty good approach. In any case, it's a good idea to leave a little bit of time at the end of your essay for checking over what you've written and trying to find and remove mistakes. By the way, this information comes from my new book, How to Write the Perfect Essay for IELTS. You can find it on my website as a PDF ebook, or you can purchase it on Amazon if you prefer a Kindle or printed version. So what should you look for when you are correcting your essay? Well, here's a list of 10 things that you can do. This seems like a lot, and it's true that it would not be possible to remember all of this in the exam. However, I would recommend using this list every day when you're doing practice. I think that over time it will get you into a good routine so you can remember it in the exam. Okay, this is all good advice, but how do you actually check your own writing? It's not an easy thing to do. It is difficult to find your mistakes, it's true. If you could speak English perfectly, you wouldn't need to take the IELTS exam. However, everyone makes mistakes when they're writing quickly under stressful circumstances. When you go back to check, I'm sure you can find some errors. Some of the most common mistakes in IELTS are with prepositions and verb tenses. These can be really difficult for some English learners, but you need to constantly challenge yourself. Go back over your writing and check whether you're 100% confident in your answer or not. Let me tell you a little secret. The best possible way to improve your IELTS score is to have an expert check your work. Every day I check IELTS essays from students all around the world. I tell them everything that's wrong with their essay and how to improve it. So the next time they go into their IELTS test, they know exactly what to look for in finding their own mistakes. Once you know what your usual mistakes are, you can begin to search for them and eliminate them. For example, many of my students have trouble with articles. That means a, an, or the. When I tell them that this is the problem, they can go home and study more. But when they're writing their next essay, they know exactly what to look for. Does this reduce their mistakes 100%? Not immediately, but it certainly helps to reduce them a little. And remember, every mistake you make is causing your score to go lower. Let's do a little practice now. Here we have two sentences. The sentences contain common errors that you find in an IELTS essay. I find these kind of errors every single day. Can you find them and change them? Pause the video for a minute and write down your answers. Oh, and while the video is paused, why don't you click like and subscribe to the channel for more videos? Okay, here are those answers. You can see that in the first case, we have used the wrong type of article. It is one of various possible things, so we say a rather than the. In the second, we have used that annoying word plethora. Never use this for IELTS, it's only encouraged by lazy teachers. Let's do a few more. Pause the video again and write down what you think are the correct ways to write these two sentences. In the first one, you can see that we have corrected an error with verb tense. We are talking about something from the past, so we should use past simple. or it would also be acceptable to use present perfect here. And for the next answer, the problem was the singular form of the verb matching with the plural form of the noun. You have to make sure that your verbs and nouns go together. Alright folks, I hope that this lesson has been useful for you. If you want me to check your writing, you can take a look at my writing correction service in the link down below. If you have any questions about it, leave a comment down below. I always reply. See you next time.